Good morning, Mr. Toby Dog. You're seeming spry. Here, have your medicine. Good boy. Don't eat the chicken scraps with Molly. Come on. So we have a new arrival here at the farm. It actually showed up yesterday. I want to introduce you guys. Hey, Rosie. How you doing this morning, sweetie? So you guys might remember our bantam chicken, Rosie, here. She's one of our best moms. She's actually hatched out other clutches of eggs in the past. You know, for the last couple of weeks, Rosie's been missing. I was a little worried about her because she's so tiny, but just yesterday she turned back up and she ran a surprise. Can you see it? Little baby chick head popping out. Whoop, zoop. Now you can see him. So yeah, she has a little clutch of 6 baby chicks. And would you look at them? I'm sorry, didn't mean to disturb you. But yeah, they're like impossibly small. That's because both the mother and father are bantam chickens, and so that's how you get these little tiny baby birds. I've got Rosie staying in this chicken tractor here, and she's gonna live with her little ones for a few weeks until they mature up, and then they can probably go back into the weird silky house. You know, my plan had been to actually reduce my numbers of weird chickens. I've actually sold off several of them, but now that I have these, I don't know what I'm gonna do. The reason I wanted to get rid of the weird chickens is just because I'm trying to simplify and streamline my farm operations a little bit. You know, right now as I record this video, we have the most animals we've ever had on the farm. And I really want to try to get myself ready to add pigs for next spring. I'm realizing that if this farm's just gonna keep being just me working on the farm, I can't do it all. And I gotta streamline it so that it's a manageable amount of work. And when I look at the farm business, the silky chickens were not part of the farm business. They were always comedic entertainment and amusement. But I don't know, a certain part of me also really likes to hang out with them, and I think they're cool. You know, that nursery is not unlike my other nursery that I have going here. This is the chicken tractor that houses the mom with the 4 little ducklings. She hatched them out in the pasture about a week ago now, and they're doing really good. She actually hatched out 5 ducklings, but I ended up taking one of those ducklings and moving it inside the house. I'll talk more about that duckling later. It's kind of a cool story. But yeah, at this point, her and her little ones are doing really well inside this house. So I'm just gonna continue to let them grow up and be happy inside here. Gotta make sure they have enough food though. And you can keep doing your thing, girl. Sorry to stress you out. I think it's a little bit of post-traumatic stress from when I stole her other baby. But honestly, it was very necessary. Hey, Toby Dog. So Toby Dog had a very rough night last night, but it's not surprising that he looks so sleepy. There were some coyotes that I swear were not more than 100 feet from the spot I'm standing in right now. I came out at around like 9:45 to check on things, and this is what it sounded like. Let's dump our wastewater on the special tree. So this oak tree that I planted 2 years ago is just taken off. I took it from some acorns from that giant oak that we have down by the front of the road, and I actually sprouted it, then I planted it, and the first year it grew up to be about yay high, but then about halfway through, the geese started to attack it, and they just completely stripped the trunk of all of its bark. You can actually see the remnants of that original tree here, which seems like it's slowly bouncing back, but it's not. But then this year, it's just absolutely skyrocketed. My theory for why it grows so well is a couple-fold. Number one, I'm always dumping my wastewater. So like the poopy duck and goose water that I have from the end of the day after the birds use the water, I always dump it like right about here. That water is like super nutrient dense, and so it's not surprising that it helps. And then I'll also take the bedding from our brooder houses, and then I'll put it down here and use it as mulch. So I think it's just like creating the perfect conditions to grow this amazing oak tree. I do worry a little bit about how deep it can actually grow, given that it's surrounded in this like rock here that's pretty much ledge. But I want to see how much it can keep growing. Release the Kraken! Hey, squirmy little one. So my chicks and ducklings continue to do really well. They're still in the brooder space here. You know, the chicks are starting to look like chickens, and the ducklings are getting their awkward teenage feathers. Lately I've sold off a few, but for the most part, I still have most of them. You know, it's kind of cold this morning. I think it's only about 40 degrees right now. They might still want to hang out inside where they have a heat plate and it's warmer. Once the sun starts to come up over the sky, I'm sure they'll spend most of the day out here. I have not yet moved them out into this space. Really, the main reason is because the chicks are too small and they will easily slip through this. And then you also have this little monster hanging out on the other side. I know, Abby, this is actually really good training for you. This is teaching you not to try to play with the little ones. At this point, I pretty much emptied out the brooder to give them maximum floor space. So as you can see here, there's no more food or water. They only get their food and water during the day. They still have their heat plate so they can go under that as they need it. Although at this point, I should probably raise these up a little bit higher. I will make the argument that I think if you're gonna be brooding a lot of baby birds, this is the best way to do it, where you have one space for their initial early days when they're tiny little fluff balls, more space for when they get to be teenagers. I mean, this thing is so easy to clean out because I can just sweep it on out and then use the bedding wherever I want, whether putting it in the compost pile or use it as mulch for trees. I don't know, I might make another whole video talking about my brooding system. You know, I've gotten a lot of questions and comments lately asking about plans for it. And to be quite honest, I don't have the plans for this, but I could probably hack something up. At the end of this video, I'll leave a link for the video where I actually built this and you'll maybe see a little bit of how I did it. All right, come on, Abby Dabby Doo. We'll let you out now. There you go. Oh, now Toby wants to play with you again. He's back into the roughhousing mood. And you're pretty much healed up from your surgery, Abby, so I'm gonna allow this, but let's get you guys away. Come on, let's go. We're gonna go check on the chickens and other animals. Come on, Abby. Let's go. Good morning, chickeny chickens. Hey, Toby, come on. I know you can slip through, but come on. See, I left a crack in the fence because I had a chicken that escaped yesterday. But yeah, the dogs can get in. And oh boy, it looks like I have a guard goose in here now. And a guard duck. So this goose right here is actually one of our teenage geese. All right, come on, two of you. Let me walk you guys out. So that's Jerk Duck, who's Generic Duck's sister, the one who chased out. Okay guys, it's kitchen scraps day. Enjoy. I always really like to feed them kitchen scraps because it cuts down on my feed bill. But I still gotta feed them. And that way, I get cheaper eggs. Speaking of cheaper eggs, did anybody lay an egg yet tonight? Nope, not yet. These chickens are like the latest laying chickens I've ever seen. I mean, I'm so used to having chickens that when you come out first thing in the morning, you got some eggs. With these chickens, what I find is I come out at 5 o'clock and I have a dozen eggs. So go figure. Oh, look what we got here. It's okay, I'm not gonna disturb you. But this mommy duck has been actually sitting on a nest for, I don't know, about 2 weeks now. She's actually the daughter of Generic Duck, the mom that hatched the ducklings inside the chicken tractor there. And she pretty much was hatched out right in this very spot. So it's almost like she came back here to nest right where she was born. If we look carefully here, I bet we're gonna find she also has a sister somewhere around here. Let's see. Spot her? But I don't want to freak her out. Oop, there she is. Abby found her. It's okay, gal. No, Abby, you're being well behaved right now. So this little duck was also actually hatched out here. Part of why I've actually kept some of the weeds down around this area is because it seems like the ducks like to nest in that weedy material. The cattle actually just came through this area, which is why it all looks cut down right now. But only about a week ago, this stuff was like waist high. Yeah, it was taller than Abby, that's right. Come on, Abby, we're gonna go check on the cattle. Let's go. Yeah, as you can see here, the cattle are at kind of the point that's closest to the birds in terms of where they're going to be grazing. You know, I brought them out from the barn, kept them here for a week or two, and I moved them through the permaculture orchard on one side, brought them along the back side, did the same thing in kind of a zigzag down this way, brought them down through here, brought them down through here, and now they're actually about ready to start moving up the permaculture orchard. Now you guys might be wondering what the heck is going on with these red things with black dots on it. But if you look really closely, it's gonna be very apparent as to what it is. Extreme close-up cam! You know, I'll probably end up doing a whole video talking about how I've been dealing with my fly problem, but I'll save you guys from the gory details of it today. The good news is it's getting better. Yeah, we have all of our geese out here grazing away. You know, it's funny, what I'm realizing is the geese only need about this much space to graze. They never touch this stuff, and this was always up to the cattle. You know, I was originally trying to create like a rotational grazing system for geese, but I'm finding it's not necessary because they don't really overgraze. They actually just maintain everything really well. Oh, and you see Mama Goose and her 3 teenagers running around. That's actually House Slytherin that you see moving back there. All right, let's disconnect the hot wire. Do I have some cattle who are ready to move? Okay, I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. I apologize. Hey, cows, come on, cows. Let's go, we're going to fresh pasture. Hey, cows, come on, cows. So I'm afraid I'm actually missing one of my calves. So I see Jimi Hendrix, I see Belinda Carlisle, I see Bonnie McMurray, but where's Joey Ramone? You liking the attacking that camera, huh? You and Uncle Kurt. Oh, there's Joey Ramone over there. You see him? He likes to hop the fence. I bet he'll come though with everybody else. So to move the fence, I just gotta slide this reel over here, and then I knock over the camera. Okay, I know everybody's ready to go here. I'm just open up the next reel. Come on, cows. Hey, cows. Come on, cows. That's right, everybody in. That includes you, little Joey. Come on. Yeah, they all go in pretty darn quick. Easy. Annabelle, what's the matter? Oh, Annabelle's mad because Joey Ramone isn't with us. So Joey is Annabelle's little one, and so Annabelle's a little concerned. Oh, whoa. Apparently Joey Ramone just scared Jemima Puddle Duck, who I think has been sitting on a nest over here. I know, Abby, it's all quite distressing. Sorry, Jemima. At least now I know where your nest has been. Yeah, Jemima has like not come home at night a few times, and I've wondered where she was, and so I'm guessing she's nesting somewhere in these tall grasses. Come on, little one, let's go. Go join your family. Everybody's right on the other side of that fence. Come on. There we go. Abby, don't play. Good job. All right, the whole cattle family's reunited. Of course, I gotta pour some fresh water for them. Let's do this. My buddy Zach's been actually helping me build a new water system, and it's pretty awesome. We're not totally done with it yet, but I'll probably do a video about it in the very near future. See, now the water goes right in. It's pretty great. So rather than having to run like all those ugly hose reels that you've seen around our farm, I have these nice black tubings that are sort of stashed in various strategic locations. And then I just have to run like one 50-foot hose to get the water exactly where I need it. Now before I close off this other paddock, hey flashlight, you get me a drink of water? Abby loves to drink from the hose. Even though it's so cold and she drinks it so fast that she like sometimes will cough. Yeah, you do that to yourself, you know that, sweetie. And now that the Happy Cowmobile's in place and I got my water trough full, it's time to now make an enclosure that will house the cattle for the next 2 days. Let me just put this to the fence just like that. Find whenever you have a corner, it's better to use these guys instead of the plastic ones. Now we're in business. And my cattle can graze away. Look at those happy cows. The pasture is starting to get really good too. I don't know if you're noticing this, but as a burgeoning forage geek, I'm starting to really recognize what's good grass versus not good grass. And this second time that they're grazing this stuff through, it's looking like really good grass. It's not too tall. You got things like clover in the mix. You got vetch in the mix. You have some of these that were left over from their previous graze that are seed heads, but hey, they're just adding more seeds to the mix, so can't complain too much. You got a tiny bit of other things like milkweed, but that diversity is actually a good thing too. So I'm very happy with how having the cattle graze is actually improving the grasses that we have here. Come on, Abby, let's go back. Wow, I don't know if you can see that. There are those ducks that were just in here picking through the cow pies. I'm finding that ducks do as good, if not better, a job than chickens when it comes to doing this type of stuff. Good morning, happy honeybees. How's everybody doing today? All right, let's check on Frankie and Beansy, our housebirds. How are you two doing? Ugh, you have made a mess out of your container. I even gave you some fresh water right before I left. Time to clean up your enclosure. Come with me, Frankie. And now you, Beansy. Hey, don't run, Beansy. I know, you're quick. This is Bean. This is Frank. They were actually best friends. I'm just gonna let them sit in this utility sink for a couple minutes while I clean out their enclosure. Uh-oh. I also have some hungry barn cats sitting here. Ginny, Molly, see Pablo over there. I gotta clean the bird enclosures, then I'll feed you guys. Dump this in our compost bin. You're such scavengers. There's nothing good in there. Seriously, it's just duck poop, goose poop, and litter. It's not gonna stop little Ginny though, that's for sure. Oh, you're such an adorable little kitty cat. We just gotta add some fresh shavings. There we go. Now let's bring it back inside. You guys are the best little helpers. Put the hot plate back in place. Oof, I'm gonna have to wash that off pretty soon. Food. Hit them with a little bit of that water. How are you guys doing in there? Oh, you already pooped all over the sink. I'm glad I'm using this as the place to keep you than a lot of other spots. Come on, Beansy. I know. Here you go. And Frank, come on. Okay. Yay, the two of you are happy and you got your own little house and apartment back. So I'm probably gonna have to move them outside very soon. I mean, you can see Frankie's almost able to reach over the top of the container. Beansy's still a little small. I'm fine with putting Frank in with the older birds. It's Bean that I worry about a little bit just because he or she's also a duck and it's just still about a week and a half, maybe actually 2 weeks behind the other ducks. But I'll give them another day or two before they end up going outside. As I've said in other videos, I think the long-term plan is that Frankie here is going to be a guard goose for our chickens. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Bean. Okay, hungry barn cats. Here you go. Have your food. Whoa, wait, easy there, Ginny Gin. Pablo, don't try to steal. Look, you guys have 3 bowls. Molly, you're gonna be a prima donna. I'm gonna separate you. There you go. You eat that. Nothing like a morning meal with the barn cats.